everybody! Oh, I got the spoiler tag up because we were talking Mandalorian last week. Welcome to the post-credit show. I'm Nick.
I'm Brian.
We're here to talk about all of the games we've played, movies we've watched, and other sort of nerd junk we have done over the past little while.
Yes.
It's been a while since Brian's been here.
It's been a while.
So there you go. Go for it.
Save the things that we've both done.
Yep.
For the end.
Yep.
Sounds good. So Disney Plus.
Disney Plus is a thing.
Yeah.
Came out. Yep.
I've been watching. I went from Gargoyles and I was kind of getting bored of Gargoyles. So I went to Recess.
Yes. The correct maneuver.
Recess is great. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I have seen all the episodes of Recess because I have not seen them. Like, I don't remember this one. So. Yeah, it's a great thing. It's a great.
That was a good show.
It's a very good show. I don't know what to say about it. It's a nice, 15-minute,
They're very short. They're very snappy. Yeah, you get
my short attention span.
Well, but then that's the nice thing about Disney Plus is it's yes, you can delve into the nostalgia and just binge watch Gargoyles.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Gargoyles to watch.
A lot of Gargoyles
So it's I can just make my own Disney afternoon cartoons. My wife turned on Bonkers the other day.
I totally forgot about Bonkers.
So I'm looking on Bonkers because it's season 1.
Yeah.
There's no season 2.
Oh.
There is a season 2.
Yeah.
It's not on Disney Plus yet.
Oh, okay.
They have just because there was at one point Bonkers went and he was with the one detective.
Yes.
And then he ended up going with the other cop lady.
Mm-hmm.
He got promoted. The other guy went to the FBI, and he went on to field duty with the actual officer who dressed in officer's clothing.
Yeah.
Her stuff's not on there yet.
Oh.
But there is still 65 episodes of Bonkers.
Dear Lord.
For season 1.
For season 1.
And it's holy smokes. But that was the same thing. Gargoyles was they had one episode a week all year.
Yeah.
So it's
a lot of episodes, and I was just okay, I need to take a break from Gargoyles.
Right. So it's an understandable thing, but Disney Plus is the best because you can just be I can just keep the cartoon kick going.
Yeah.
Completely switch the cartoon.
Yeah.
Go to Recess or Doug or, Yeah.
It's great. It's great.
Chippendale Rescue Rangers, Darkwing Duck.
Chippendale
Rescue Rangers. Chippendales.
I gotta start that one too. I gotta start DuckTales too and Darkwing Duck and I should just watch
DuckTales original and new DuckTales.
And new DuckTales.
We've started watching some of the Christmas specials on there.
Oh yeah.
And we've seen them. They're on TV. They're on ABC. But again, now you can just boop,
boop, yeah,
and watch them,
which is great.
So I have a little selection of Disney movie or Christmas movies. I think the only one that I cannot watch digitally because I have Google Play.
Yeah.
I have The Grinch is on Google Play for me.
Right.
I think A Charlie Brown Christmas is the only one I cannot watch on demand.
Yeah.
Because all the Disney ones.
I don't know who owns the rights to Charlie. I don't think it's on any streaming service.
No, it's not on streaming service.
Yeah, it's just always on CBC.
CBC here in Canada has the rights to stream it. I might have bought it on Google Play because it's one of those things where it's I feel like watching it, so I bought it for $5. Yeah. Nope. I do not have it. But I do have The Grinch Who Stole Christmas.
Good. That's a classic.
Yeah, I have both. I have the new Grinch and I have the new and old Grinch because.
I still haven't seen the new Grinch
it's
yet.
Pretty cute.
I heard it's really good.
It's pretty
with
good.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah. And I bought the original Grinch.
Yeah.
Because they started pissing me off on CBC because they've cut parts of the Grinch out for commercial time. So they'll cut one little section of the rhyme.
Yeah.
And most people don't notice, but I had the CD as a kid.
Yeah.
So I knew the 23 minutes and 40 seconds of the Grinch off by heart. So I would sit there and annoy people that I watched it with. So I watched it once alone just to get it out, where it's every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot, but the Grinch who lived just north of Whoville did not. The Grinch hated Christmas the whole Christmas season, but please don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. I would just do it. And so I was doing it the one year, and we were watching CBC, and this was a long time ago, and all of a sudden, I kept going, and a commercial started.
Oh.
And I'm
how dare ye interrupt me?
And then it came back, and it was past the line that I had cut out on, and I'm
but
I will not stand for this.
Because Dr. Seuss is all about the.
It's the words.
The words. Yeah.
So yeah, they could have sped it up, and I probably wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah.
Because Dr. Seuss, it's not like there's a cadence to what
No.
he does with his stuff. So it's not like you could say, like, if you say Dr. Seuss out of rhythm, you're screwed. You can read Dr. Seuss really fast.
Yeah, and it still sound great.
And it's kind of fun. Like, it's one of those things. Challenge yourself. Open a Dr. Seuss book and read it really
Read it
quick.
as fast as you can.
Read it as fast as you can, and you'll be like, this man was a genius. Yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas is the only one I can't watch because the Santa Claus movies are all on
Disney Plus.
Disney Plus,
Yep,
and
yep.
anything Mickey Mouse related for Christmas movies are on there.
Except the really old Disney's Christmas Carol, like the.
Is it not on there?
I couldn't
With
find
Ebenezer
it.
Scrooge?
Yes.
Ooh.
I could not find it. There's all the other ones.
Let's see.
Like
Let's
this.
see. Maybe it's on a different one somewhere.
Maybe. And one thing I was finding, like, remember they had a Mickey's 60th birthday.
Yes.
That was a great movie.
Yeah.
And it's not on there either.
Twice Upon a Christmas.
So, I was pretty
Mickey's
disappointed
Once
about
Upon
that.
Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas was kind of fun.
Yeah.
Pluto's Christmas Tree. Three Caballeros. They have that weird one with Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that's not the same.
Yeah, no, they don't have that one. That one's weird. Maybe someone owns the weird rights to that one.
Maybe. Because I love that one.
I have that one on my
Your Google Play.
Google Play.
And I wanted Mickey's 60th birthday. I was hoping they would have those, like, obscure titles.
And they might, because there's more stuff being added in December.
Yeah.
So that's one of
Yeah.
those.
It'll probably show up at some point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was the other Disney Plus episode or show. We'll talk about together later.
Yeah.
And then I canceled my Netflix.
Good for you.
But I still had this month because
Yes, you do.
Dragon Prince season 3 came out.
Yeah.
And it was fantastic.
I think Full House is coming out, so I kept my subscription.
You kept your Netflix subscription.
Fuller House is coming out. We gotta watch Fuller House.
Gotta watch Fuller House.
Gotta watch Fuller House.
Dragon Prince is an excellent show. This season kind of ties off the main story. Like, it kind of finishes.
In case they get canceled.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard about the allegations against one of the creators of this show.
No.
He made some.
Did he make some offhand comments about
Maybe,
something?
yeah.
All right, cool.
So.
Unwanted hugging.
No, I don't think it was anything physical.
All right, so just being a
Yeah.
not so friendly person.
Yeah.
All right.
So he's also the creator of the Avatar show, not the movie.
They do have a Muppet Christmas Carol on Disney.
Yeah, that
Right.
I want to see.
Good.
Yeah. So like they did end with like potential, like definitely another story.
They could do something if they wanted to, but if it ends here, they're kind of done.
Yeah, there would be still a lot of like unanswered questions, but the main story for this is done.
Yeah.
Kind of. Like it's supposed to be 6 seasons because there's the 6 different elements of magic that they want to touch. So, but
if they get that or
if
not
they
is a
get that or
different
not is a
question.
different question. And when they get it all, then I'll subscribe to Netflix.
And that's my pieces. Like, if there's something to watch on Netflix, I will continue subscribing to Netflix.
Yes.
But that's the pieces. I'm done with them canceling shows that I like and that are like supposedly getting really good views.
Yeah.
Because they will. They'll come out and be like, oh, this one's like, people are really watching this one. We're glad you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
Da-da-da-da-da. And you're like, great.
Great.
And then all of a sudden it's canceled. And you're like, why?
Why?
Why did we get rid of this show?
Yeah.
So,
It's kind of like that Sense8 show that was on Netflix.
that one was costing them a small fortune.
Yeah, because
which
they were
is-
traveling so much.
Well, yeah, they actually shot on
Yeah.
location, which was a stupid move. But
Yeah.
but again, Netflix gave them the money to do it. So
Yeah.
that's one of those ones where you're like, green screens are a great
Yeah,
thing.
you can
And
do
sets
it
are a great
with
thing.
sets
Yeah,
and-
like it's crazy what you
So-
can do with a green screen and a couple fake palm trees.
Yeah.
Like, we could be in California right now.
That show was really intriguing, and then it got canceled because their budget was through the roof.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but like something like Sabrina is one of those ones where I'm afraid it's gonna get the axe, and it's like
Yeah.
Stranger Things. Hopefully they keep but that's even everything seems to end after about 5 seasons. You
Yeah.
get about 5 seasons at Netflix and you're done.
And you're done.
Which is nice creatively if you know you're gonna get 5 seasons.
Yeah.
But if you're like on top of your game, Orange is the
And
New
you can
Black
do
was doing
more.
pretty good,
Yeah.
and it's like all of a sudden, nope, you're done.
You're done.
It's like,
Moving on.
okay.
Yeah.
So I think if I start watching stuff and then unsubscribing, and it's like, why did you unsubscribe? And it's like, well, because this show that I really like is either canceled or there's no more episodes for me to watch. Like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm subscribing legitimately for very specific shows.
Exactly. And Disney Plus has so many substitutions for shows. I have so much I can just watch.
Sure, and again, I have new content weekly.
Yeah, it's great. Games I've been playing.
Yes.
So I've been playing Warcraft 3, maybe on and off here and there, like maybe once a week.
Reforged.
Reforged. So now all the races are available, choosing random you can do.
Yeah.
All the versus modes are available as well.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about, it's really hard to get into the larger player, number of player games, like 3v3, 4v4, free-for-all.
Yeah.
Just because the beta is still closed to pre-purchasers
and BlizzCon people.
Yeah. So it's hard to get in those games.
And again, that's my thing in a beta. When we tried playing,
Yeah.
I got booted out of both games, 3 games we
Yeah,
tried
'cause
playing.
you
Like,
couldn't
I
play
got
as a
booted
pro.
out. Like, I started building stuff, and the game was like, nope.
Yeah.
And it would stop responding. Like, the whole
Yeah.
game would just be like,
It would
nope.
just crash.
And so I turned all the settings down, because I'm like, oh, maybe, like, one extra building on my screen is completely catapulting my computer for
Yeah.
some reason. Nope, didn't help. Like, nothing was working. And then, I hop back in, and I'm like, well, I don't want to screw someone over by playing a 2v2 game. I don't want to screw over someone by going into 1v1 game and then disconnecting.
Yeah.
Like, that's a jerk move. Not that it's meant to happen, but it's, So I'm like, I'll go free for all. And I sat there for, I think, 5 minutes. And
Too
it was
long.
like searching, and I'm like, this ain't happening. So I went back to Planet Zoo or whatever I was playing.
It still has that glitch too. You remember that one time we were like looking for something that says it found a game and you don't go anywhere?
Yeah.
And then you have to like exit the program and go back in and then find it. Yeah, it still does that sometimes. So there's still bugs that I think they got to figure out.
I don't know how they had Battle.net survive for such a long time.
And now this is not.
And now this doesn't work.
Like, I thought it was the same kind of.
I don't know.
I don't know.
You think the infrastructure should pretty much be there.
Yes.
Because it's not like they were adding anything. The thought was they were going to add new stuff, like tournaments and all of that jazz and yada, 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 yada. And it's like, oh, no, that's not a viable thing anymore.
Yeah.
So we're not doing it. People don't want it.
They're still putting all their money to Overwatch
Yes.
as their competitive platform. So.
Yes. Well, because Heroes of the Storm is screwed now. And, I mean, not screwed. They're still trying to develop for it, but it's no longer...
StarCraft, I think is... I don't know, you guys can correct me on this, but I don't know, there's not too many more new people getting into StarCraft. Yeah. It's kind of the same people. Oh? Yeah.
They should all move over to what's it called? Warcraft.
Yeah.
Clearly superior RTS.
Yeah. Tyler adds this whole new element to the RTS because you got heroes. It's great.
I just like the fantasy aspect of it all.
Yeah. Then I got... I haven't bought a Steam game in like years.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a year.
A year. So, yeah.
Far Cry Primal's on for $9.
It was, yep. Mm-hmm.
Supposedly the worst Far Cry, but I'm still
what we've heard.
enjoying it because I like the, I can build fire and hunt animals with my spear. I don't know. I haven't played it in a while just because I haven't...
Far Cry's one of those games that I don't know, like I get into them for a bit, and like Chris has been playing Far Cry 4.
Yeah.
And like I'll be playing something else, and he'll be playing, and we'll be talking, and he's like hunting something down.
Yeah.
And you're like, or getting a tower, getting this, and it's like, have you played the main mission at all? And he's like, not in a very long time.
I know. You get sidetracked easily.
Yeah.
We're like, ooh, what's this over here?
Yeah, ooh, shiny.
Shiny
Yeah.
thing. And that's kind of what's been happening. I've been going to the quest. I've been like, ooh, there's this rare animal I want to tame.
And that's exactly what I'm listening to Chris yesterday, going like, ooh, a rhinoceros, and I'm like, okay.
Pretty fun. It's an older game, but
So when is this one set then?
10,000 BC.
Okay, so this is yes.
So actually, the opening scene is you start in 2000, whatever this game came out, and then you hear the sounds of today's day and age, and then it kind of rolls all the way back to 10,000 BC, and they play all the sounds. It's kind of neat.
Nice.
And then you start out as like hunting mammoths. It's funny though because you start the game by hunting a mammoth with your clan, And then you later on you become on your own for various reasons.
Okay.
And then I tried hunting a mammoth again.
Excellent.
And I died really, really fast.
Excellent.
So it's like, this is what you can do later on in the game.
Later.
It's funny because I'm using the same spears.
Yeah.
You pretty much hunt this mammoth on your own. Like people say, oh, you have your clan. I'm like, I swear they threw nothing at this thing. They shot no bows at this mammoth, and we took it down.
Maybe you just gained strength from having them around.
Yeah.
They were
moral support.
Yeah, they were a support group.
I went to hunt this little mammoth on my own, and I just got destroyed. It's like, well, I'll level up first, and then I will hunt this mammoth.
That's funny.
So, yeah. Cool game. Looks pretty. Got it for $9.
Perfect.
Yeah. So, I think it was worth it.
I was gonna say, and that's always if you've been having fun with it, that's all that really matters in the long run.
Yeah. And then the rest of the stuff I've done with you, sir.
Okay, fine. I will do my stuff then. Okay. I got an Xbox.
On sale.
On sale.
For a deal.
I got it before Black Friday because some stores are smart enough to be like, hey. We're just gonna put some of our bigger items on sale, to, counteract the mass amounts of people coming in to buy stuff.
Yeah.
So, I got an Xbox. I bought the Ultimate Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty late, maybe. Hey, Akko, how's it going?
Hey.
Not really late. We just didn't have a lot of news today for our news segment.
The news was maybe like 35 minutes.
Yeah, we're just getting into most of the game stuff we're talking about, though. Brian's talked about some Warcraft 3 and some Far Cry, and some Dragon Prince, and some Disney's Recess. So, no, we haven't gotten into the big meat and potatoes of our, the end stuff we're going to talk about. The end of the show is usually what we've done together. Not enough news this week. Did you know Black Friday happened and things went on sale?
It was Black Friday.
It was Black Friday.
Sales.
Yep, it was great. It was awesome.
Should have bought stuff.
I guess so.
I missed out.
I bought an Xbox. So, I got the Game Pass Ultimate with it, which has way more games than the PC one.
Yeah.
So, I have played Shadow of the Tomb Raider, the new Tomb Raider game.
Yes. So, there's 3 new ones, right? There's just
Tomb
Raider. First one, Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
It's becoming like the Planet of the Apes.
Yes, it's very tough to actually keep track of which one's which, other than you can look at where Lara is, because essentially the first one is she's not really an explorer.
Okay, so
she's looking for her dad.
Oh, okay. So are these all in sequences?
Yeah.
So the first one, second one, then third one.
If you want to know who characters are and you want to know the overarching story, yes, because the third one opens up and she's going after there's this bad group of people trying to get these artifacts to rule the world, because they did very much go with there's mystical things happening. It's not just that there's artifacts. They've Indiana Jones this. These artifacts do the things that they supposedly do.
Right.
It's not some weird mumbo jumbo that's attached to.
It's for the power.
But there's no Indiana Jones. If you watch Temple of Doom, it's very much it's all hogwash and this and that and everything, and then it's those stones are real.
Yeah.
That's what this does. It's very much this is the Ark of the Covenant is real sort of thing. Oh my God. Power. So this one, yes, you're trying to stop the big evil organization from getting.
I gotta play those games. I have them on.
They're fun.
Yeah.
They are an enjoyable game.
Yeah.
To play. So this one's been fun. Again, Lara would be dead long before any of the stuff that actually kills her in the game.
Yeah. If it was real.
There's one point this one you start off in South America.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you're in Mexico. Stop big or Resident Evil, pretty much. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And this one you start off in Mexico and there's a jungle cat that rips through your back.
You beat.
And
oh, God.
And you somehow survive it and then fight it off with a bow and arrow.
Oh gosh.
So you're kind of sitting there going okay. You're flying in a plane at one point, and there's a hailstorm, and one of the pieces of hail breaks through the window and like smacks the pilot, and he falls over. So Lara's like undoes the seatbelt and goes up to the front. And she's like, I'm leveling off the plane, and she like pulls the plane to level it off, and all of a sudden the plane snaps into pieces.
Oh dear Lord, that's some.
And she wakes up in the jungle alone, and she's like, I have to find the other people, like my friend, you know, and like he's still alive, she's still alive. Everybody has fallen out of the sky.
Yeah, everyone's alive.
And everybody's alive. They're fine.
Miracle.
They're great. Everybody's fantastic. It's not even protagonist armor. Like, it's legitimately, we needed to land them in the middle of the jungle. So we had a plane crash, but like at least Indiana Jones gave you the like, I somehow survived by going down a hill on an inflatable raft.
Yes.
Friendship is magic. Yes. Yep. Yeah. Like, and they can heal each other just by like, let me look at that wound for you. You know, oh, it's healed. Great.
Like Battlefield 5.
Yeah. You're alive again. But yeah, so that's the one thing about the Tomb Raider series is like they want you to think Lara's really tough by taking these beatings, but you're just sitting there going like, I'm pretty sure that spike went through like a kidney. Like she should be starting to at least be like, right? Like, but like any of those things, like she kind of like limps for a little bit and then
Gets better.
Yeah. You know, yeah. Yeah, like that's the kind of, if you're gonna make a plane crash or something, have something happen.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Or again, get out of it in a crazy way.
Yes.
Like as the Indiana Jones thing, the Mythbusters tried it. Like it doesn't work.
And
it doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
But movie-wise, you're like, Indiana Jones is the most amazing man ever because he loaded 3 people into an inflatable raft, jumped out of a plane, inflated it, landed it, and then went down a hill, landed in water, and appeared in the middle of like this jungle. And you're like, wicked.
Wicked.
Awesome. That's why people complain about the fridge scene.
Oh.
I have no issues at all with Indiana Jones
It's a lead fridge.
jumping inside a lead-lined fridge to survive a nuclear blast. That is an Indiana Jones thing to do. Like anybody who complains about that scene has a lot to complain about with all the other stuff that he gets away with. So I tried Tomb Raider. I'm really pushing through that one. Wolfenstein First Blood, I believe is what it's called.
Okay.
So the first Wolfenstein game that got re-released. I've been playing that one.
Good.
I mean, to be honest, Nathan Drake got a wound on the stomach. I'm sure. Oh, I know. Like.
Yeah.
Yes.
Video game characters are
invincible. They just made Lara. They tried to make Lara really, really tough.
Yeah.
And it doesn't play. It plays well. It's just you sit there going,
dear Lord,
she's missing organs. Like she must be missing organs.
It's an alternate human universe where our organs that are.
And again, I can take like she gets impaled through the gut.
Yeah.
Maybe it missed everything, and you know, but then she's in like stagnant, dirty water.
Yeah.
And then she rips her arm off on a plane, and then she does it like you're just like, okay, this person can only take so much and still be running and jumping and like, you know, and then like they stitch her up, and then all of a sudden the next thing she's doing is jumping and reaching for like a branch, and you're like stitches are done. Yeah. And that's my piece. I think it's the parkouring part that drives me nuts. And yeah, Uncharted does sort of the same thing. Yeah. Tomb Raider just stepped it up because they're like, well, if Nathan Drake can take a shot to the gut, Lara
Croft.
Yeah.
Way more.
I like the character of Lara. It's just that they definitely throw her into situations where
you should be dead.
You should definitely be dead prior to being dead.
Yeah.
Her dying in the actual game though is pretty brutal. Like.
Yes, I've seen
she
those.
Gets skewered and all of that stuff. Like, it's like
I played the first one where you're doing that river. No, I think it's a river.
There's always a body of water.
And then you get impaled by like it's like.
That one I didn't really touch much on. Monster Hunter World I started.
Yeah, I've actually never played a Monster Hunter World. The closest I've got was that Dauntless game, that free-to-play game.
Yeah, these are a little bit different.
Way different.
Actually, because there's an open world to go to, not just like section of place. Yeah. I kind of got through the intro, and that took long enough. And I was like, okay, I will come back to this another day because that took way too long to get through.
Oh. I heard it's kind of a grind, those games. Like
it's
a grinding type.
They are
if you like grinding, that's the kind of game.
It's an MMO without the MMO aspect. Yeah. Like there's still people online, and you're essentially going after dungeons.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the same. It is. It's think Dauntless. I got the new Modern Warfare on sale.
Yes.
It is pretty. I've only played single player so far. They've definitely just dropped like the old, like this is now Modern Warfare, same characters but now set for now sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. So this one, they start off and you were going after chemicals that these people were holding, and it kind of teaches you a couple basics of the game. And then there was one really cool level where you're in a warehouse and the lights go down, and I'm like, this would be a really cool multiplayer level because all you have is your flashlight that's attached to your head, and I'm like, that would be cool for a multiplayer level.
Maybe they do?
Oh, we're going to get there.
Oh,
we are going to get there.
We're going to get to Battlefield 5.
Yeah. The second level in Modern Warfare takes place in Piccadilly Circus in the UK.
Oh, okay.
And you're kind of like a higher-up cop, something or other, who goes in to stop this terrorist attack that's happening in Piccadilly Square.
Like Die Hard.
So you're shooting these terrorists, and you're like, okay, and then all of a sudden, like, I exploded, and it was like, you got attacked by a terrorist, like a suicide bomber.
Oh, okay.
Like, make sure you shoot them in the head. And I'm like, not that kind of circus. Piccadilly, it's a shopping center. It's what
yeah.
That's what it's called. Yeah. And so I got through that guy, and I'm like, okay, advance forward, like get to this place now and save these hostages. And I'm like, you got it. Like I'm running, I'm grabbing guns off the ground because I'm running out of ammo. Like it was a very cool scene because you show up with a pistol, like that's it.
That's it.
And these guys have AKs and all this stuff, so you're like, okay, got a new gun. It's got enough ammo in it. Like check, good to go. I get to the wall and I like go against the wall to kind of
check your corners.
Do a quick check. Yeah. Check the corner. Suicide bomber runs right around the corner and explodes, and I'm like,
oh, geez.
Clearly not how I was supposed to run in that direction. They expected me to do the full frontal assault type move because you're supposed to see him come out the door. Yeah, you're supposed to see him come out the door. And that's as far as I got because then we started playing our regular COD game.
Because I still haven't got the new COD yet.
No, you've not gotten the new COD yet. I mean, really, Brian. And then a movie I watched, It 2.
Oh, yes. Because that came out on digital release?
It came out on digital release, and I don't plan on buying. Like, there's no point to me buying the Blu-ray for that one.
Did you rent it? Or?
No, I bought it.
Oh, okay.
I like the first one enough. I'm like, I'll own the second one. So, go against the wall. That's the jail roll, man. Yeah. Not as good as one. The actors are great for the people they cast in the actual, like, their roles.
Yeah.
They're great. Even Ben's character, so the larger boy.
Yes.
He does in the books. He grows up to be like a dashingly handsome, fit individual who's done very well for himself as an architect. Like he grows up, the epitome of like every large nerd's like dream is he becomes the hunk. But the guy's facial expressions are very in tune with.
Oh, with the kids.
With the kid.
Oh, perfect.
Like it does fit.
You
still go like, yeah, it's Ben.
Yeah.
Because it does. Like he, Beverly says something. I laughed on it too. Yes. Like him and Beverly are talking, and she says something along the lines of like, because they don't remember anything that happened.
Yeah.
But everything's kind of slowly coming back, and she's like, I think I was in love with Bill.
Oh.
Like she's like, I'm remembering this boy who like really cared about me.
Wrote a poem for her.
And because she had the poem, but of course it said from a secret admirer. So she's like, I think like Bill and I were a thing.
Yeah.
And Ben, like the facial expression is the same as when he was younger, and just like when he got really sad, like you could tell it was the same kid. And they do these nice little montages of like, here's the kid versus here's the adult. Like they did get the kids back, so you can see how well these guys are reflecting each other.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it too yet.
No, you have not seen it too.
I wasn't gonna finish that comment.
Yeah, we're good. You're good. Just don't. I will tell you when it is safe to read the comments. Did you see the trailer with Beverly?
Yes, with the old lady.
So yeah, the old lady, because that's pretty close into it. Essentially, the story of It 2 is 27 years later, It comes back.
Yeah.
But Mike stayed behind.
And then he has to contact all of them to come back.
But Mike stayed behind studying how to stop him if he ever came back.
Oh.
So him calling them is part of the ritual to stop Pennywise. And whether they succeed or don't succeed is the plot of the film.
Is it as good, like, of horror? Like, is it as creepy? No, it's more of an adventure, I guess.
Sort of. I think the kid aspect to it helped a great deal. Like, yes, that was a sad scene. Don't look. But yeah, like it's because they have to go off on their own.
Yeah.
Because they have to find tokens from their childhood.
Right.
To help make Pennywise go away. So they're all on their own for most of the movie. So you're really getting like, here's the Beverly episode where she goes home.
Oh, okay.
Like that's her old house. With like that entire trailer is pretty much
it's mostly
her section.
Yeah.
And so like they get together at the beginning, then they all separate, then they all get together again for a little bit, and then something happens and like Bill goes off on his own because Bill's a moron, and then like because he still feels guilt over Georgie, which he forgot about.
Yeah.
Over all these years, like. I think one of the things they didn't explore from the book was their lives as adults.
Yeah.
Like they made it very quick in the movie just to make sure that they're all fairly successful and doing well and da 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 da. But you didn't explore the parallels of like them as kids versus like who they're with now. Because in the books, Bill becomes a writer who is essentially writing horror
novels now.
And his wife is pretty much a spitting image of Beverly. And you get that because you see her in the, like, like you get him and his wife for 5 seconds.
Yeah, okay.
But you don't get him sitting there going, like, I have to go home. And her going, like, well, what's with this? Like, why are you stuttering? Because he doesn't stutter anymore. He leaves Derry and stops stuttering. Because his life is forgotten. And he's like, well, there's something important that happened. He's like, did I ever tell you what happened to my brother Georgie? And she's like, you had a brother. Like... His life is a mystery, to her, and they don't explore that piece of the thing. The only person whose life kind of went to junk was still Beverly's.
I see.
And Beverly's was very much like she got into an abusive relationship and that kind of stuff. Sure. But again, like all of that is the first 20 minutes of the movie is going over Mike calling everybody, finding out where they are in their lives, and them all coming back to Derry. But again, not exploring Eddie, the hypochondriac, with the like obese mother, marries a very obese woman. Like there's all these parallels to like, and they don't know why they did do these things, but it's all attached to
their childhood
traumas that they experienced because of well, not even like just childhood traumas.
Yeah.
And whatnot. So like all this stuff's attached to their childhood that they don't know anymore. So it's just like, why am I like, attracted to this person who bosses me around and tells me I'm going to die and da da da. Like he pretty much married his mother. So it's one of those things. But yeah, the rest of it is more of an actiony type flick.
That's what I
less spooks,
feel like.
less creep.
Aw.
Like even the leper comes back and that's more of an action scene. But again, they're adults, so they can fight.
They can fight better.
Back like a little bit more.
Yeah. 'Cause I love the twitching headless boy, the way Pennywise comes out of the fridge in the first movie, like that was just.
See, and I think in this one, because the budget obviously went up.
Yeah.
So in the first movie, they relied a lot on the physical, like what they could actually do.
Yeah.
This one, there was a lot more CGI. So like the naked lady running wasn't like someone in prosthetics.
Yeah.
It was a CGI like.
Oh man, so much creepier when it's real.
Yeah, there's an aspect to it that's way creepier when the lights are the right dimness to make the effects look right, and then like that twitching, ambling walk that they have. Like, there's something to all of that that's just, pieces and parts are missing. The characters are great.
Okay.
They nailed every single actor and actress that they got for these people growing up.
So still a good character movie, I guess.
Great character movie, and it's a nice conclusion to like it chapter 1 and 2. Like this is it.
Yeah.
It's the because that's what all that was written. Now they they could do a third one. Bye. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching.
And yes, Stephen King does do a cameo.
Ooh. So like, I have a free Cineplex rental.
Oh yeah.
It expires today.
Rent it.
So, I looked at it the other night.
You can't rent it.
It's
yet.
available for sale, but not for rental.
Yes, because
when
when it comes out on Blu-ray, you can rent it.
and that's after.
Yeah, it's after.
So
Yeah.
I gotta find something else to rent tonight.
But yeah, like it too was good. It just didn't like I turned all the lights off down here. You know, I got my popcorn. I was like, okay, like I am ready to be scared.
Yeah, and
I was not scared. Like there was no part of it where like we left it one.
Creeped out.
And there was creeped out parts. This one's more of a like let's revisit scenes from the original. Let's redo things. It's still a disaster. Like he's mean and he's evil.
Yeah.
Like you still feel that like oh man it's a bad dude and they got to try and stop. How are they ever gonna stop this guy? Because he's always like 12 steps ahead of them.
Yeah.
The creep factor's just gone. And again I think it's because they're adults.
Yeah.
And even like when they're scared, you're like, okay, you're allowed to be freaked out, but I'm not worried for your safety.
Yeah.
Whereas kids with the fumbling and the bumbling and all of that stuff, you're kind of like, yeah, because kids in that situation are way more scared.
Yeah, they're
way more vulnerable.
Yeah.
Like they're way more vulnerable to what's happening.
Vulnerable.
Yeah. And then again, they all also seem to forget that in the first movie they beat it by not being afraid of it.
Oh. Yeah.
Because stuff keeps happening and they keep being afraid, and you're just like, that's where he gets his power, man. Stop it.
Stop it.
And I think the only character they changed from the book, like not even drastically, but like anything, was Richie.
Okay.
Is supposed to pretty much become Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And he becomes a stand-up comic instead in the movie.
Okay.
So, and again, it's not like that plays into anything greatly.
No.
But yeah, the characterization was great. Bill Hader was amazing as Richie. Like, you can tell the actors spent time with
the kid
actors to try and get the mannerisms down for most of them.
Yeah.
The woman who plays Bev, whose name I can't remember right now.
She looks like Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yes, Jessica Chastain.
Chastain, yeah.
I think was the weakest one out of all of them,
really?
but not a weak performance.
Yes.
Just in terms of like, you could tell. Oh man, Professor X.
Oh.
You know that one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Split.
Yeah.
That guy. James McAvoy.
James McAvoy. I use there's an M to his last name.
Yeah, you could tell there was pieces that he took from the kid who played Bill.
Yeah.
You could tell again, Ben was there. Bill Hader, who does impressions for his entire career.
Yes, he does the best impressions.
Looks at the kid from Stranger Things and goes,
I got this.
We're done. Eddie is almost a spitting image of Eddie. The facial expression of like nailed it. Like all of them are really there, even not as sort of like if you read the first 10 pages of the book, it's no longer a spoiler. Okay. Stan dies at the very beginning.
Okay. Yeah.
Like he's not in this film.
Yeah.
The 5 minutes you get of Stan.
I think I knew that. Yeah.
You do, because if you look at any of the set photos, guess who's missing?
Yeah.
The version of Stan they got was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Like for the 5 seconds you see Stan, you're like, oh, that's Stan.
That's
like
Stan.
there's not even a question. They didn't even have to say it. Like they don't even have to have someone going, oh, Stanley, someone's on the phone for you. Like they don't have to. You know it's Stan.
Yeah.
Done. Like the casting was perfect. And then like Jessica Chastain pretty much played every character she kind of plays.
Okay. Yeah.
Which still kind of fit, because even the girl that played Bev didn't really have a defining characteristic.
No. Yeah.
Like, and she didn't need to be, because it was you're the only female.
Yeah,
in the group.
token girl of the group.
Yeah.
Kind of like tomboy token girl of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she does, like, she reverts to when you see her in the future, she's got like a closet full of shoes because she's married this very rich guy, but like all these high heels and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And when she gets the call from Mike, she grabs a pair of sneakers. Like she kind of reverts back to that
her
piece.
Yeah.
But again, there's no facial mannerisms or that kind of thing. Even the way that McAvoy stutters.
Yeah.
Clearly, like, it's obviously a speech coach that taught them both how, like the same guy taught them how to do it.
Yeah.
But he nails it.
He nails it. Oh,
Yeah.
God. I want to see it just for that purpose.
And that's the biggest piece is like,
yeah.
You want to see a movie that actually did casting properly for older and younger versions of people. This one did it.
That's good because like.
Which is good because instead, and they still got big names.
Yeah.
Like you still got Bill Hader who's doing crazy good stuff right now on his show,
James
McAvoy and Jessica Chastain. Like they're all still big names, but they cast them appropriately.
Perfect. Which
is nice. Like that was the worry that I had after It One was like if you do the adults, who do you get as adults?
And are they going to be...
Are you just going to go for name power now that you have budget, or are you actually going to try and find people that can represent these people?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's a good flick. It doesn't have the same oomph. Call of Duty Reloaded, we've got through
remastered?
I think remastered. Yeah, I think we got through every map yesterday.
Yeah. Even countdown. Which thing actually did really well in that map, I think.
He did do good. He just hates it because
it's a circle.
It's a giant. It's and an open field in the middle essentially. Like
everyone just goes.
You could just plop us down into it, yeah. But otherwise, we played a lot of Battlefield 5.
Yes, I really like that. I tried playing it by myself. It's not the same play without you.
No, it's not the same playing by yourself. Like I did go through a bunch of it because. I think the nice thing to Battlefield is like there's targets to try and hit for the day, and there's targets to try and hit. Like you're trying to do those. So if you concentrate on those, you're okay.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, playing by yourself, it's kind of like okay. But when you can at least talk to somebody about just because there's so much going on.
Yeah.
That's the same as COD. Like I really don't like playing COD without you guys to a greater degree. Like I can play a couple matches if I'm just trying to get some gears or some another depot crate or whatever.
Yeah.
I can play for a bit and be like, okay. But I still turn on party mode because it blocks out everybody else's chat. Like I will turn on my PlayStation party so that it prioritizes the chat to no one.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to hear people.
No, I'm pretty sure a lot of them blame me for losing.
Oh, I know they did yesterday for me because I was like, there was that one map where I was like 3-18 and I'm like.
Every time we die, I would see the same guy, like his voice would come up on there.
Oh, did you?
You can't hear him, but I was like, he's probably yelling at me.
Stupid. I was just as bad on most of those maps yesterday. Well, and we did play a crazy good team of people last night for a very long time.
Oh my gosh.
Which, you know what? But in all honesty, that's how you get better.
Yeah.
So you just can't let it frustrate you. Is just like we were being outplayed. It's not like they were cheap.
No.
Like there's maps where like the entire team is just noob tubing the entire time.
Yes.
That's not fun.
No. These guys were legit good.
These guys were just legitimately like coming around the corners right, doing this right.
Yeah,
they just did everything. And they were obviously communicating as a pack.
Yes. Because they moved like one.
Yeah. So no, like it's nice to play against those people, just maybe not as long as we did.
Yeah.
But in Call of Duty right now, trying to find games, you're like, well, if we quit and come back, we're going to be stuck with these people anyways.
So I think everyone's moved to the new one, eh?
The new one or just other games right now. Like, there's so much stuff coming out.
Yeah.
So yeah, Battlefield 5.
Battlefield 5.
Preferred class in Battlefield 5?
Depends how I feel, but sniper and medic.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I feel like shooting people, sniper.
Yep.
If I feel like not shooting people, medic.
I honestly, I like the feel of the old guns.
Yeah.
Because the old sniper rifle, like newer sniper rifles, is like okay, and like they try and put all of the like.
Oh, yeah, you're like.
These ones, like the gun's so old, and your scope only like it doesn't go that far.
No.
In battle, like you can equip a better one, but the gun doesn't actually fire that far. So, you know.
There's you can actually see the bullet drop, which is cool.
The destructible stuff is great in Battlefield 5. Like I do love the fact that, and even playing with you the other day, and it's like the house just disintegrates, and you're like. Why the house is gone? It's like, yeah, house is gone.
House
like,
gone. I hide in here.
Yeah, it's not like COD where you're like, okay, this is a corner I know I can hide in. This one you're like hiding in the corner, and all of a sudden the walls fall down, and you're like,
dear Lord.
Right, I cannot hide in this one.
The tank just drives right through the house.
In Battlefield 4,
yeah,
I want to say it's 4. There was a map with a giant tower in the middle.
Oh yeah.
You could legitimately blow the tower supports, and the entire tower. Would drop. So people who were fighting on top of the tower, it would be like, it's going down, and I think you could parachute off if you actually like jumped off appropriately. because Battlefield 4 was like modern day stuff, but you only had the one parachute, so you were like, oh my god, the tower's starting to go, so you're just like shooting people while you're like jumping, and then you jump, and then you're you parachute, and then people are like still on the roof like no, or there's a sniper down below like
who's gonna tag you.
I just think there's a lot of, I like the arcadiness of COD.
Yeah.
Because it's very much point shoot.
Yeah.
Battlefield is much more to me that like.
There's so much more realism to it.
There's a more tactic.
Yes.
Like you can't just run in and start shooting things. You have to take a different approach or try different things. And I mean, Call of Duty has that depending on the map.
Yeah.
But they also build the maps smaller, so it is more of a, deathmatch as opposed to Battlefield, which is huge maps. Yeah. So.
It was funny on the other day when I was playing by myself. I think you were away, and then that's the night I passed out.
Oh yeah, I was working. I was working till 7.
Yeah, and then so I was sniping in one of those huts that are off the floor, and then all of a sudden I started falling. I looked around. A friendly tank just drove right through this tower. Yeah. I just fell down. I was like, oh, I had to go find another vantage point, and it was hilarious.
Yeah, no, it was. Yeah, it's one of those pieces where you just kind of sit there going, holy smokes, because, nothing is safe.
Nothing's safe, yeah.
And the fact that there's vehicles is, like, it's a very different game from COD. That's kind of the nice thing is you can play 2 first-person shooters that are war shooters, but they're very different.
Which is why they're both successful. Yeah, I think if there's... was it Medal of Honor that was very much like COD and Call of Duty?
Didn't one of those spawn from Medal of Honor?
Oh, maybe. I remember way back when there was Medal of Honor, there's something else. Maybe it was, I don't know.
I'll do a quick fact check. But the other thing, if you're playing alone, try the Firestorm stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That's the Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. I haven't done a Battle Royale forever.
Yeah. Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, Medal of Honor is just its own...
Medal of Honor ended up dying off because...
Well, they did release... EA released one. EA owned Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
And it pretty much... They've gone with Battlefield.
Yeah, because COD is like...
The last release was in 2012, and that was Warfighter.
I remember COD and Modern...
It's made by DICE, which are the same people that make
Battlefield.
So, yeah, it pretty much just evolved into Battlefield. So, there you go.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Yeah, good game. I enjoy it. And yeah, I did some Firestorm stuff when I was playing alone. Like that tends to help out a little bit more.
Can you play Firestorm as a co-op?
Yeah, it's the same as every other.
Do the 2 people.
Yeah, so then 2 of you drop out of the plane. And then fire comes in instead of a shield because it's World War II and there weren't giant mecha shields coming through like.
Or storms or.
Yeah, if this was like Wolfenstein, you could totally play the, like there's a giant shield dropping in. You can't do that with Battlefield because they try to aim for as much realism as possible. Again, other than you fall down and I get I fall down, Brian stabs me in the chest and I'm instantly like, I'm back. I took a bullet to like my entire chest area, but I'm alive again.
At least they still make that headshots. It's an instant kill.
Headshots, at least, yes, you die.
Yes,
you cannot heal a headshot.
Unless it's what's that movie with Kingsman? Yeah.
They did heal that headshot. I was just there, like they did heal a headshot in a movie. Okay, spoiler tagging.
Spoiler.
Because we're gonna talk about some Mandalorian.
Mando.
I just write Mando now.
Yeah, that's what he's called sometimes with some people.
Yep, Mando, baby.
I would name my dog Mando. I have a dog.
Mando. Episode 4. Yes, this is episode 4.
This is episode 4. Yeah.
He's on the run.
He's on the run. Tries to find a remote planet. And again, like they're good episodes. Yeah.
And it's not like they're following a strategic plan of like, oh man, so it was so different this episode.
Yeah.
It really wasn't. He arrives somewhere. He ends up helping someone. He leaves.
Yeah.
We met the lady from Deadpool.
Yes.
She's got a name.
Something C.
Good for you.
DC, or initials are DC, I think.
Fact checking quickly, because she deserves recognition.
Yes.
Or
is it GC? Yeah, Gina. No. Is it Gina? I don't know.
I will laugh if you're so. Gina Carano.
Yes.
Gina Carano. Yeah, so she plays an old Imperial, or not Imperial, Resistance.
Resistance fighter.
She was a Resistance fighter, so she was one of the people on Endor when they took down the Death Star kind of thing. Like that's how they're talking her through this. Is she was one of those people who was on Endor with Luke and Han and Leia. Yeah, and then she retired because there was just no room for peacekeeping and yada 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 yada. Clearly, she thought she had a bounty on her head for some reason. So there's more to her story, which we don't.
I think she'll come back.
I think she'll come back. I feel like because that was Chris and I were talking yesterday. I think before you logged on.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those they keep introducing these people,
and then
they just leave.
Which it makes sense, right? You got a giant space universe.
I feel like because they even left the other guy alive, on that other planet.
Oh yes.
There's going to be a point where everything kind of.
I feel like it.
Skabooshes, and he's got to be making an all call to people going you're my only hope. I need you.
You're my only hope.
We got way more of the Mandalorian backstory on this one, so he's not actually from Mandalore. He was adopted
into their,
which we kind of figured because they said foundlings.
Yeah,
this will go to support the foundlings. Yeah. And he's like, well, good, because I was one of them. Well, a foundling is someone not from Mandalore, but who now prescribes to the Mandalorian
culture,
way of life.
Or lifestyle.
Well, even like Chris said, it's very cultish. With the. This is the way, and that's the response. It's like, well, why can't you take your helmet off? And it's like, well, this is the way. In this episode, well, when is the last time someone's seen you without your helmet? And he's like, I was, their age, yeah. And it's like, well, that kind of sucks. And he's like, this is the way. That's the answer.
Yeah, this is the way. Honestly, sometimes life requires that as an answer. It's how things are done.
But again, that's one of those pieces where I don't see it cultish. I see it as he's made a promise. These people have protected him and kept him safe for his life. They've raised him.
It's his way of returning that respect.
It's a respect feature as opposed to a full on just no, they told me to put this helmet on, so put the helmet on and da 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 da. And this episode did very much try to have him give it up.
Yes. He thought you could
there was
tell
a moment, and
he
again,
thought about it.
That's where we have yet to see this actor's face, but there is still just the slight body movements and the shifts.
Yeah.
Great acting.
Pedro Pascal. I love that guy. Game of Thrones, Kingsman.
Yeah.
I like that guy.
But that's the piece is and Christopher Reeves used to do this with Superman, and it's one of those you don't notice it because he's just so adept at it, but when he's Clark Kent, he slumped.
Yeah.
And it was just the slightest, he'd bend over. And so when he became Superman and he stood up straight, all of a sudden he was this more imposing figure.
Yeah. And he talked differently, too.
And, the speech was different. So the fact that this one is, this woman starts taking his helmet off, and there's that, just the body language is should I? There's this pondering to it. Not the fact that he's not reaching for it right away.
Yeah.
It's not a, nope. That's not what tells you. And it's not the fact that he delays the grab. There's something about just the way his body's going is
and he gently takes her hands.
And then, that part is so nice instead of whoa. It's this. You can see the face underneath going I really, really want to let you do this, but I can't. My life, I need to protect that thing. And to protect that thing, I need to be me.
Yeah. And that's the great thing, too, is you can tell there's a connection between him and the kid.
Yeah.
And I just call him the kid.
He's either Baby Yoda or the kid. I think he's in merchandising stuff. He's the kid.
The kid.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have to say it, but he cares.
Well, sure he does.
And it's
don't touch that.
Yeah.
Again, not he's not swatting at the thing. It's don't touch that. Touches another thing.
And he just picks him up.
But again, you get the exasperated there's no face, but you can tell underneath that thing. The kid hits one of the buttons and the ship starts to shake, and he just sits there. You can tell the face underneath is
yeah. And that, to me, is amazing acting.
It's really good acting. Yeah. It's fantastic acting.
Fantastic acting. So, big kudos to,
Yep.
Pedro Pascal. That guy's just like.
We got an
And he doesn't sound like Pedro Pascal.
No, he doesn't. He sounds like he's the Mandalorian. He's Mando, man.
He's Mando.
And we got an ATST in this episode.
Yes, with red eyes.
Like a full on. Well, because that's how they were lighting the inside of it. Because it was those dog people.
Yeah, looks so ominous.
We got a new weird race.
Yes.
A new alien race. Like they looked like bulldogs almost.
Yeah. Bulldog faces.
Yep.
With skin color.
Yeah. Some of them had like it was off. Like I was very much like this is a dog race.
If you have the subtitles on, it tells you their race. Clon.
Sure.
It starts with a K.
Oh, I'm sure there's a wiki up already on
yes.
Wikipedia sort of thing. So, because they use Wikipedia. But yeah, like they were a pretty cool, generic like we're barbaric kind of I do like the farming people, like this is all we have for money.
Blue krill.
Yeah, we're just krill farmers.
Blue milk.
Man. Yeah.
Blue krill. I love the blues sticking with the food.
Well, when they get to the planet, it's like like he'll have some soup, and it's like anything for you, and it's like no.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why isn't he getting food? And again, I'm like, oh right, because he can't eat right now. He needs a private chamber to essentially be able to eat.
Yeah. Which we do see him.
Which again, we get to find out that he can take the helmet off. He's not like living in years and years of caked on sweat and dirt and stuff.
Terrible.
So he can bathe and he can eat, obviously without the use of some kind of pneumatic tube to his mouth.
Yeah.
He just can't have other people see him without his mask. So
swap up like blind people.
I don't know.
Do you think?
I don't know. Possibly, and maybe that'll be in an episode of something where
And you think the kid has seen him?
Then that's my only other thing, because that kid will not leave him alone. So they're like, I wonder where the concession is on one of those things. Like, can you have the kid see you because he's a baby and
it's okay, and he can't really like.
Or do you have to like legitimately lock the kid out of your room for a moment so you can be like, okay, baby, wipe my face off and put the helmet back, wash the inside of the helmet a bit, put it back on, because he's been in some pretty gross situations too.
Yeah, and, whatever pit.
Yeah, like there's enough mud that's probably gone up there that it's like gotta wash that out. So
I love how his armor is that just chrome.
It's gorgeous.
He's
well, because he starts off like he looks like
he looks like Boba Fett.
You got the Boba Fett armor.
The T visor kind of.
Yeah, and I just love it's like you're gonna get noticed in this, and it's like you are, because you show up and it's just like whoa.
That's the Mandalorian.
That's the Mandalorian. Still no jetpack.
Nope. That episode 3 where they all come out.
Oh,
I was like, oh, this is so cool.
It feels like one of those episodes, like a video game where it's like Anthem, where all of a sudden like there's more guys with you, or Halo Reach, where all of a sudden like there's other Spartans behind you, and you're like, yeah, I feel so badass. It is that episode of like, they might not always agree on things, which we saw in that episode, but they always have each other's back, sort of thing, and it's like
really good
well, now you have to find a new enclave sort of thing. Well, this is the way, like
this is the way.
Whoa. And Baby Yoda, the kid or Baby Yoda is just crushing
so
it.
Adorable.
Well, they used a puppet, which is nice.
Yes. I'm glad they do that.
A well-developed puppet.
Yes.
Because again, episode 1 tried. They're like, we're using a puppet.
Oh my gosh,
for Yoda.
So awful.
And I don't know who if the Jim Henson Company developed that puppet.
Yeah.
They should have that person should have been fired.
Yeah. Because
you had all this other stuff to go off of to make a puppet, and it's like
you tried to make.
You made a Muppet. You did. You made almost a Sesame Street Muppet, which shouldn't have been done. Like the Jim Henson Company can do way better than that, and thankfully. One of those fixes is a CGI Yoda in the newer versions.
Did turn out better.
Yeah, but we do have in the sequel trilogy Yoda who appears as a puppet done well.
Yes.
So this little baby, the kid, is nice to see as a puppet.
Yeah.
And then little bits of CGI. And a little waddle.
Like, oh, he's so cute.
I love that one where it's like, you stay here, like I'm gonna go find us somewhere to be. Opens the door, and I'm like, the kid's next to him. Pans down, and it's like, huh? I come? Me? I'm a cub.
Which is so much like Yoda.
Yeah.
Because like when Luke is like, don't touch that, and Yoda's like in his bag, like digging into stuff.
Yeah, there was a comic the other day of something, and it's like, aren't you a little short for a Mandalorian? Because it's like this, it's a Yoda-shaped figure, but with the Mandalorian helmet on, but the ears sticking out. And it's like, aren't you a little short for a Mandalorian? And it's like, flamethrowers him. And then it's supposed to be 30 years later or something like that. And it's like things like that you should not say, or something like that. He's still doing the backwards speech thing. It's just like,
way this is.
Yeah, the way this is.
They crush Baby Yoda. That is so adorable.
Well, and there is a scene where like there's the bounty hunters have found them again, and like the sniper rifles on Baby Yoda, and you're at that point where you're like, I don't know what to expect from this show.
Yeah, I know, right?
So they could kill him off.
They could.
Because none of these guys are canon characters that appear anywhere else. Like that's the piece of this is, like, if the show doesn't end by the time The Last Jedi comes out, and The Last Jedi all of a sudden has, like, this, Jedi Master who's been in hiding for ages, dressed in Mandalorian armor, who pops up and is like, save the day, I will. Like, you're like, what?
What? Where have you been?
Where have this guy been the entire time?
Yeah.
Like, if he appears there, then we know he lives.
Yeah.
Like, it's one of those things. But because these guys have not been in the movies, they do not exist outside of this realm, it's like, damn, like anything can happen, and again, that can spur the story on. Is this story about a revenge? Of like, is he gonna go completely John Wick, going after the Empire,
or against all these other bounty hunters,
right? Or is this show just like Bounty Hunter of the Week, where he finds a new planet, has to fight something off, protect the kid?
That's what's so interesting about this show is I don't know if it's how it's tying in with the rest of the universe, or if it's its own, like, friends.
Is it actually about the...
It's just a friend. Look,
is it about the kid? Is it about the Mandalorian? Like,
is it about...
Because after this, like, I'm assuming we're going to get a Mandalorian season 2.
Yes. Baby Yoda's.
But are we going to get, like, is the kid going to get his own show at some point?
Yeah.
Is that a factor in things? Does he die? Which spurs on season 2 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Like, that could be a crazy season of the Mando just going buck wild on all of these people because he's pissed.
PO'd.
Yeah.
John Wicking it.
John Wicking it. Instead of a dog, it's a tiny little frog thing.
I love it when he had the frog in his mouth.
Frog?
Oh. Ew! He's just everything he does is so cute. His eyes, his head, his ears, his little stuffy
He's
arms.
stellar. They've got that guy down. He is stellar.
I want a stuffy.
You don't get a stuffy. You can get a really crappy T-shirt or a really crappy cup or a really crappy hat. I love that with the hat. The hat is hilarious. I think I saw the hat, and it's legitimately like if I were wearing this toque, square photo right here.
Like you went and did it yourself.
Yeah, like legitimately I bought an iron-on thing and just was like, okay, I have Baby Yoda merch.
Oh boy. I really want a stuffy to just hug and cuddle.
I know.
So cute.
So there we go. Yeah. That's what we've been up to.
Yep. Oh yeah, I'm not supposed to read the comments.
No,
it's the same as the book though, right?
Have you read the book?
I didn't get very far.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, it was a long book.
It's a long book.
Stephen King writing too.
It is Stephen King writing. So there we go. Thanks for watching. Join us next week while we do it all again, and join us at the end of December sometime for our past cast where we go over the entire year.
Yeah.
Best ofs, worst ofs, all of the above ofs. Check out barrelrollnews.com for more.
Bye, everybody. This is a fun episode.
It is. Ciao.
Bye.